Friends, welcome back to my channel. In this video lecture, we'll study about the difference between the prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. First, the meaning of prokaryote. Pro means Greek pro means primitive, and karyon means nucleus. So the meaning of prokaryote means the primitive nucleus, and the term eu means true. The Greek meaning eu means true, and karyon means nucleus. So the meaning of eukaryote, that is the true nucleus. The cells having a primitive nucleus means their nucleus is not well developed, but in eukaryote a true nucleus is present. A well developed, well organized nucleus is present in eukaryotic cell. If we go to the difference, first the cell size. The size of the prokaryotic cell generally is smaller in size. The size ranges from 0.5 to 5 micrometer. The size of eukaryotic cells generally larger. The size ranges from 10 to 100 micrometer. So the size of eukaryotic cell is comparatively larger than the prokaryotic cell. In prokaryotic cell, we know that a true nucleus is absent. It is instead called incipient nucleus. The structure is called nucleoid. So instead of nucleus, we call it as nucleoid. But in eukaryote, a true nucleus is present. A well-organized, well-developed nucleus is present in eukaryotic cell. So in prokaryotic cell, there is no nuclear membrane. No nucleolus is present in prokaryotic cell. Here, a nuclear membrane and a nucleolus is also present in the nucleus. The nucleus is bounded by a nuclear membrane, and inside the nucleus, nucleolus is present. The genetic material in prokaryotic cell is in the form of a single circular, naked, double-stranded DNA molecule. Double-stranded DNA molecule. The DNA is called naked because it lacks nuclear membrane. Nuclear membrane, and it is non-association with histone protein. The DNA is not associated with histone protein. So the DNA is called naked because it lacks nuclear membrane and not associated with histone proteins. But in eukaryotic cell, many linear DNA are present. Many linear DNA bounded by histone protein. The eukaryotic DNA is associated with histone protein. Those are enclosed inside the chromosome. Then the cytoplasmic organelles, the cell organelles, about whether the organelles are found in the prokaryotic cell or not found. The membrane-bound organelles means the organelles which are bounded by membrane. The membrane-bound organelles like mitochondria, plastid, Golgi body, endoplasmic reticulum, etc. So this structure, these membrane-bound organelles are absent in prokaryotic cell, whereas all these membrane-bound organelles are present in eukaryotic cell. Okay. The only organelles found in prokaryotic cell, that is the ribosome. Ribosome, it is a membraneless organelle, and ribosome is of 70s type. Ribosome is of 70s type and it has a larger subunit 50s and smaller subunit 30s. The eukaryotic ribosome is of 80s type. It has a larger subunit 60s and smaller subunit 40s. About the cytoskeleton. Cytoskeleton and that is cell skeleton. It is a network of protein filaments that traverse all throughout the cytoplasm of the cell. This cytoskeleton structure, like microtubules, microfilament, intermediate filament, those are absent. This cytoskeleton help in the movement of various substances, nutrients inside the cell. This cytoskeleton is absent in prokaryotic cell and the cytoskeleton is present in eukaryotic cell. And another event, that is cyclosis. Cyclosis or cytoplasmic streaming, that is the movement of cytoplasm around the vacuoles. So this is facilitated by the cytoskeletal structure, the cyclosis. Since cytoskeleton is absent, the cyclosis or cytoplasm streaming is also absent in prokaryotic cell. Here cytoplasm streaming occurs or cyclosis occurs in eukaryotic cell. And about the chemical composition of the DNA. We know the DNA is made of nucleotide. There is a AT base pair. We found AT base pair and GC base pair in DNA. So the AT and GC base pair, this ratio is less than 1. Is less than 1 in prokaryote. Means if the ratio is less than 1, means the GC content is high. So in prokaryotic DNA, the GC pairing is high, and in eukaryote, AT-GC ratio is greater than 1. Greater than 1 means the AT content is high. This AT content is high in eukaryotic DNA. Then transcription and translation. Transcriptions, the process of synthesis of RNA, basically mRNA. The transcription and translation, both these processes, transcription and translation. Translation, that is the synthesis of protein. Translation, both these processes takes place in the cytoplasm. Since there is no nuclear membrane, there is no boundary between the genetic material and the cytoplasm. So transcription and translation both takes place in the cytoplasm, but in eukaryotic cell, transcription takes place in the nucleus, and translation occurs in the cytoplasm. Another point, another difference, we know that mitochondria is absent in prokaryotic cell. In the same mitochondria perform the function of respiration in eukaryotic cell. So since mitochondria is absent in prokaryotic cell, the work is carried out by membrane. So the respiratory enzymes, means the respiratory enzymes that helps in respiration, these respiratory enzymes are located in cell membrane. Specially the structure is mesosome. The mesosome is the enfoldings of the cell membrane of bacterial cells. This mesosome helps in respiration. So the respiratory enzymes are located in cell membrane, and here the respiratory enzymes are located in mitochondria, and also found in the cytoplasm. The respiratory enzymes also found in the cytoplasm. Then when they divide, they form new cells. So cell cycle duration is generally shorter, that is 20 to 25 minutes. 20 to 25 minutes means they take very short time to divide. But in eukaryotic cell, this cell cycle duration is longer. A cell generally takes 12 to 24 hours to divide. 12 to 24 hours to divide. So these are the basic difference, some difference between prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. And at last we I give some example of prokaryotic cell. We know that bacteria, archaebacteria, example, archaebacteria, eubacteria, cyanobacteria, that is blue-green algae. So these are the prokaryotic cell, and the example of eukaryote, that is the higher plants, animals, protozoa, fungi, protozoa, plants, and animals. So these organisms have a eukaryotic cell. So this is a difference between the prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell. I hope this topic will be understood by all, and if you like my video, must subscribe my channel. Thanks.